welcome to episode 17, I think it is, of AWA. We've got a great show in store for you this week. We have a big announcement on this week's episode of British Wrestling Weekly. So we'll get into the show and we will reveal all. So P.T. Crockett is in the ring and he has a big announcement for our fans. He has the microphone in hand. He says, "The moment you've all been waiting for is just around the corner. Next month, on pay-per-view, we will bring you the annual P.T. Crockett Tag Team Cup. This unique tournament will bring the best of AWA together to fight it out for this prestigious trophy. I will draw the teams later tonight." So if you don't know what this is an annual tag team tournament that AWA run. Basically, names are drawn out of the hat and then they are paired up into teams and then they take each other to try and win the trophy, which is a pair of golden shoes on like a wooden plaque thing. It looks quite cool. So the winners will get that trophy. I believe the ones who won it last year were Johnny Rose and Dickie Bowen. So we'll be interested to see who wins it this time. This segment gets a rating of 27. That's a great way to kick off the show. P.T. Crockett clearly enjoyed the Freedom Calf strips. I didn't realise I hadn't scripted him, so that's good to know that he's okay without a script. So we'll draw the teams later tonight, so we'll get into the next segment now. Next up, we have a women's match between Lacey James, the champion, and Killer Kelly. In a decent match, Lacey James drew with Killer Kelly in 10 minutes when the time limit expired. Both of them fought it out well. It looked like Killer Kelly would get the advantage. She hits the super kick, but the time runs out just before she can make the pin. So Lacey James escapes with the victory. Well, retains the title anyway in this match. Lacey James gets a rating of 23 in this one. Killer Kelly gets a 19. This match got the crowd hotter, so that's a good place to have this match. Build up from the first segment into this match, and we'll carry the show on from here. Next up, we cut to myself, Craig Harris, and Luke T. McFunk at the commentary table as we got given word that the teams have been drawn for the P.T. Crockett Tag Team Cup. We indicate the people to look to the monitor and we will read out the names of the teams first and we'll see who will face who in the first round. So the first team is Thomas J. Curtis and his partner will be Alex Rancid. A member of the network. It's worked out well for Curtis this time. And they will face in the first round Foxcatcher and Dickie Bowen. Now, Dickie Bowen has had a run-in with Thomas J. Curtis in the past. He was a member of the network and then he went on his own way and attacked Thomas J. Curtis after a match when he finally had enough with him putting him down. So it'll be interesting to see how they got on in this first round match. Next up, we have Fantazmo, the Rainbow Warrior, and he will be in action later today against Mike Kash for the YouTube Championship. Fantazmo will be teaming with a new signing to AWA, Tyson T-Bone. This man is a hard-hitting fellow. He likes a street fight. He likes to hit people. He likes to beat people up. So it'll be interesting to see how he combines with the comedic and excitable nature of Fantazmo in this one. And they will take on Super Ninja, the former lightweight champion, the person that Dickie Bowen won the YouTube Championship off. And Super Ninja will be partnered with Mike Kash, who was the person who beat Dickie Bowen for that YouTube Championship. Be interesting to see how these lightweight champions, obviously the current YouTube champion and Super Ninja, how they get on against Fantazmo and Tyson T-Bone in the first round. The next matchup will be Nick Flagg, our Commonwealth champion. He will team up with Slapshot and he will take on Lewis Blaine, the former British champion, and Chris Smith, one member of Dogs of War. So a tag team veteran himself, teaming up with one of the most veteran wrestlers on the roster in Lewis Blaine. So that's a very experienced team taking on Nick Flagg and Slapshot in the first round. And then we have the final pairing in the first round. Kip Sabian will be tag teaming with Tony Pacino. And they will be taking on John Allens, the other half of Dogs of War. And he will be teaming up with the former Commonwealth champion Chris Cage. What a match that one will be as well. So there we are. The first round matches for the PT Crockett Tag Team Cup this year, and this will all take place at AWA Presents, the Great British Bash. And that will be taking place next month. So look forward to that pay-per-view coming up soon on this channel. So that segment gets a rating of 16, and we will move into our next one now. So in a decent match, the main event, Fantazmo defeats Mike Kash in 13 minutes and 37 seconds by 2 straight falls, with the final fall happening by pinfall with a skull-crushing finale. Fantazmo wins the AWA YouTube Championship title. We saw last week Mike Kash was not taking this match seriously, and Fantazmo trained his ass off, and he's done all he can, and it's paid off as he beats Mike Kash with 2 straight falls in this best of 3 falls match to win his first title, the AWA YouTube Championship. Fantazmo got a rating of 23 in this one. Mike Kash gets a 25, and the segment overall gets a 24. The crowd are hot for this. They are excited to see the title change. Mike Kash, underhanded tactics to win the title in the first place off Dickie Bowen, an injured wrestler in Dickie Bowen, and Fantazmo came to his aid to help Dickie Bowen right at the end of that so he didn't get really permanently injured. And Fantazmo has built on that momentum, and he's beaten Mike Kash here, and he becomes the new champion. Great way to end the show. And then after the match, Phantasmo's friends, unfortunately the segment rating is a bit disappointing for this. I thought it'd be better given that everyone's coming to celebrate, but it's how it goes sometimes. Having picked up the victory, Fantazmo begins to celebrate in the ring. His friends from Fox's Freak Show come out from the back to celebrate with him, lifting him up on his shoulders, holding him around. He's holding the belt up himself. They're all holding him up in the air as the show goes off the air. Fantazmo, your new YouTube champion. And that's the end of that show. So overall, we get a rating of 23 for that one. The show increases our popularity once again in 14 regions. And despite some iffy scorelines in some of these segments, we get a good rating overall. So the match, the opening announcement and that big match to close it off pushed the rating up in front of 51 fans. Great way to end this bunch of tapings before we move into the next 4 before the pay-per-view. So it's good to see. And that's it for today. So but the takeaways today, obviously, the tag team tournament has been announced. We've got the teams for that. You saw that earlier in the episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like the video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode every single day. And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Virtual AWA. So thank you for watching.